Hello, 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 everyone. We are back at it. Clarity Combos. We in the building again. Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year. What better way to start the new year off than to give you guys a good show? I don't even know, like the energy, it's the personality, Tim. It's just everything. Everything is just giving in this season. Like everything is just giving. So
Absolutely.
thank you guys so much for being here today. And if you have not, I need for you to share this broadcast. Like I know it's like a couple seconds or like a minute or so delay, but I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. Please share this broadcast. Like you guys do not want to miss this impactful conversation. And I'm pretty sure by now you're reading it. Yes, I said that we're getting ready to talk about building a seven-figure empire today on the Clarity Conversation. So you don't want to miss this. So go ahead, share it. I'm gonna give you time because I'm gonna go do it the same. I got to do the same thing. Like I'm excited right now. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. I am ready to go. So y'all chime in with me. If you guys are here, check in with me in the comments. Tell me where you're from, what you're doing. How's your new year starting out? I really want to know. How's your New Year's? Tell me about it. Tell me in the comment section. I'm just here for it all. I really am. Timala, and it's crazy because you and I we met back in man, I was at Webster. This had to been like 2018 or so, right?
Maybe before then,
I think so, right?
maybe 2017, somewhere in there. We
Somewhere around
definitely,
there, right, right. But
yep.
you have like literally been just killing the game. And I know you're educated on the back. Hello, Lee. How are you? I know. I miss you, Lee. I miss you. um, I know that you are educated on the other side too, as far as from the corporate space and all of that. So we're going to get into all of that today. And like I said, if you guys have not, please share this broadcast. We're streaming live on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. So this is really great. All right, so let's jump right in. I'm excited. For some reason, I can't even see it on my Facebook part, but it'll be all right. Okay, so I'm ready to jump in. We have some people here, and I'm excited. So first and foremost, Timala, introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Timala Boyce. I have a background in business. I graduated from Webster University with an emphasis in leadership and management. This is where I originally met Cierra, my colleague. And I worked in the corporate world for many years. I was a buyer, did all of that, and I was just burnt out. I'm the
Yeah,
type of person that I don't like for nobody to tell me what to do. Number one. I just don't like it. I
that's
just
it.
don't like it.
Yeah,
So I was introduced into the trucking industry about 5 years ago. I
nice.
was asked to look into team driving. So then I got to thinking about it. So how can I expand this?
Yeah.
I got into the trucking industry. So I ended up going to school, got my license, and got on the road. Got out of my apartment. I saw
Everything.
the monies that trucking could make. So I started living on the road. I was team driving it.
Wow.
Back then, it was definitely different than it is now
Yeah.
in the industry. And I just broadened my horizons. Once I got into the industry, I started dissecting it. Okay,
Mm,
what other value can I gather from logistics?
yeah.
So I started researching courses about dispatching. I looked into the brokerage side, and I noticed there is a plethora of opportunities
Mm,
in logistics. And those are
wow.
just two things just to tap into right there.
Yeah.
So from then, I ended up training myself into dispatching, and I decided to start teaching. There's a lot of people that want to make passive income. They want
Mhm,
their time. They want their
mhm.
time with their families, and also to make a great career for themselves and to make money.
Mm, mhm,
So
mhm,
that was, a passion of mine to teach people about the very lucrative industry of logistics
mhm.
and ways to make passive income and just to grow your business. That was
Yeah,
my number one purpose of getting into logistics. It has done me very well.
yeah.
Logistics has opened and broadened my horizons significantly, and that's just the main first portion of logistics that I started getting into, and now we're expanding even more.
Wow. Wow. And you know what just stuck out to me, Timla, is that I hear a lot about trucking. And so even in the coaching space, people are always trying to figure out like where do I align, because that's really what I do, is help people figure out exactly where they need to be at in the marketplace. And I
Absolutely.
have often heard a lot of people like, I should just go in transportation. And
Mhm.
I'm kind of one of those people like, let's not just pick it, because when you get into it, like you'll start realizing it's not as easy as what people really think
No,
it
it's
is.
not. No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not.
Yeah.
Even as a driver, everybody say, "Okay, I'm going to get my CDLs."
Yes.
It's not
Yes.
for everybody.
Yeah.
It took
Yeah.
me honestly a good year to get comfortable in the
Wow.
truck, to get
Wow.
comfortable backing, to get comfortable. You never know what type of situation you're going to get into.
Right.
It's just not for everybody. But if you're
Mhm.
not scared, you can definitely make a good career for yourself.
Yeah.
You can make great money.
Mhm.
And then there's those people that want to start, doing it for themselves as owner operators.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's a
Ye-
whole nother ball game that you definitely need to be educated on
Okay. Yeah.
before you tap into that industry. A lot of people I see buying trucks, oh, I'm going to buy a truck, or I'm going to buy the truck, and their businesses fail.
So let's actually, okay, so I have some questions in regards to this. So
Absolutely.
say for instance, someone is just getting started. They just made the decision to go and get their CDLs, right? And that's normally like the first step. Everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna get my
Mhm.
CDL and then I'm just gonna go and buy a truck.
Mhm.
So you being a coaching consultant, in that space, before people even make that decision, what are some things they probably need to consider before making a decision, before making a decision to become an owner operator?
Well, first of all, they need to look into the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The freight market is just like
Mm,
stocks, uh,
yeah.
any type of other market. The rates will fluctuate. Okay. Honestly, right now in 2023, the market is hurting bad. It is really, really hurting bad. And if you're not diverse and know about the industry,
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, you're probably going to fail. You're probably
And
going to fail.
so what I see to be so crazy, you even commenting on that, is I know during the pandemic, so many people were running into the trucking industry.
Mhm, mhm.
And now you're telling me like people are leaving
They're
the
selling
trucking
their
industry.
equipment. It's all over the news. I mean, owner operators selling their equipment. They're
Wow.
going to work for the larger companies where they're
Yeah.
safer.
Yeah.
But the thing with what Boyce Logistics is doing, we're trying to prevent that from happening because that's going
Absolutely.
backwards. Okay.
Absolutely.
So with our
Absolutely.
consulting services, I have partnered with one of my attendees that has taken my logistics course as a dispatcher.
Yeah.
Kudos to One Stop Logistics, Kenny Davidson, Jocelyn Davidson, and
Mm,
Sharika Jones. Kenny has a background as a Black Belt Six Sigma. So we have decided to really dive into the industry to try to help these owner operators still work for themselves. Okay.
yes.
So that's
Yeah.
one of our main passions is to for these small businesses, not to go out of business, find
Yeah.
ways where they can make money still in the market. And we're finding out very, very quickly that there is a way to still make great money.
Ooh, you know what? So I just thought about opportunities for people who may have some money, sitting to the side and they're like, I really want to take a chance, but I don't necessarily want to run the business because I don't have the experience, right?
Absolutely.
This is where your consulting firm will come in, basically help them run that business without necessarily having to be there to show up every single day.
Exactly. Exactly. Ways to save on fuel cost, ways
Yeah.
to teach your drivers how to operate your machinery because there more than likely is going to be drivers in the equipment running it on a day-to-day basis. Ways to save for fuel, if the tax, maintenance, huge. Maintenance is huge. It's wear and tear on the truck. There's tires, oil changes, blowouts. It could be
Mhm.
anything that get that truck stuck on the side of the road. If those wheels are not turning, that trucking company is not making money. And maintenance is very, very, very expensive on the equipment.
Wow.
So we're coming together trying to find ways where owner operators can save on maintenance. We're coming up
Okay.
with a program that they'll be able to pay a weekly amount and that covers all of their expenses on their equipment because it can
Yeah.
be thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And most owner operators don't understand that you need to have a huge cushion for those expenses for that truck
Mm.
because that truck gets stuck, you're not making any money. You don't have any
Right.
money on the back end to take care of those expenses, and you're kind of stuck looking, in limbo and don't know what to do, and then you go out of business.
So my question comes even to those who may be looking at the transportation industry, but specifically for those who are probably just getting into the industry.
Mhm.
So I was kind of doing some research and kind of found that roughly people who are just getting started, they're making roughly about maybe 65, $75,000 a year when
That
they're
is,
first getting started. Right? Is that right, Timma?
mhm. That's correct.
All right. So now if you were to look at someone who's just getting started, and maybe now they've been driving, they got some experience under their belt, they got a little money under their belt, um, compared to somebody who maybe, have been driving for about 5 years, do you
Mhm.
feel like that gives them at least some type of sufficient experience and expertise to be able to start an owner operator and be a owner operator?
It does, but you still need to understand the business side of logistics. You're
Yeah.
just a driver.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
work for a company. You have no idea what a load board is. You have no idea of how to effectively run your trucking company where it's
Mhm.
profitable. You're in business to make money.
Okay.
So
Right.
you want to make sure that you're educated on the business side of logistics, not just the driver side. You need to
Yeah.
understand how the numbers work, how lanes flow, how your truck is going to be operating. Some drivers don't want to go over the road. You have
Right.
regional drivers, and you have over the road drivers. Okay,
Mhm.
those are two
Mhm.
totally different type of markets, so to speak. Okay, so
Okay.
whether your driver wants to run local will depend upon the amount of income that truck can make, or whether your driver wants to drive over the road will depend upon, how much money that truck is going to make. So it's a lot of factors and a lot of different variations there to consider. And the hardest part of owning your trucking company is to
Mhm.
find reliable drivers.
I hear this all the time.
It's facts. It's facts.
So, okay. All right. So you got to walk me through this, Timla, because look, I don't have to lean back because I'm like, I'm learning now for real, for real. Y'all see me. I got the, I got to put my arm up because I'm learning some stuff right now. Okay. So, what is the issue with the drivers?
Either they don't take care of the equipment, they're lazy, they don't want to go over the road, and of course you got drivers with families, and I understand that they want to be
Yeah.
home every night.
Yeah.
Um, if they, nobody's going to treat your equipment like you treat your equipment. Okay.
Right.
And being an owner operator, you have to understand if you do find that good driver, you
Yeah.
have to take care of that driver because that driver is going to take care of you.
Oh, that's so good. Because I hear horror stories like people will leave their trucks in other states and they just quit. But I think it's one of these things that I feel like, you know, the information at the front end is so important because people are
Absolutely.
just jumping into the trucking industry thinking, "Oh, this is going to be easy. I can go and drive some trucks, be home with my family at night and make bukus of money." But it's like any other opportunity, you got to put the time in. You got to learn the industry, right? Um, and so I have seen this. I've seen so many people like run to the trucking industry, and now you start to kind of see them migrate back to where it's like, that didn't necessarily work out, but I think it's that. I think it's the
Exactly.
premature death.
Exactly. And two, you have some owner operators that don't know anything about the truck. They just buy a piece of equipment and then put drivers in.
Oh,
So all owner operators don't know how to drive a truck or have a Class A CDL. They just have this extra money and they go buy a truck.
right.
They don't know
Don't have a
anything
clue of how to run the business.
of how to run a business. What if your driver quits the next day? Or what if the driver quits in the middle of a load?
Oh my gosh.
How is that load going to get picked up? So it's a
Oh,
win-win if you do know how to operate the truck
yeah.
and a owner operator, because anything for me, anything can happen. That load needs to be recovered because that's on your federal motor carrier authority. It's gonna, that's going on a whole nother level, but it's gonna hurt your score if you're not properly delivering loads. It's gonna hurt you where brokers are not gonna want to work with you to get your loads for your trucking company because each trucking company has a motor carrier authority that a broker looks at before they even give you a load.
Really?
You're
So is
not,
this so is that somewhat like the insurance or something like that? Like explain to me what that is, Timala.
you have to have your motor carrier authority in order to operate a commercial vehicle
Okay.
intrastate, where it's in your state that you live, or interstate,
Mm-hmm.
meaning to run in any state throughout the United States.
Okay. Okay.
This is a federal regulated thing that you have to have in order to operate a commercial motor vehicle. And it's very, very strict. So you want to make sure that you're always compliant. You want to make sure that you're running your trucking company effectively, because that can hinder you from, like I said, getting loads. They're watching your score. You have to make sure that your equipment stays up to par. You have to make sure you're getting your certifications done on your truck and your trailer. You have to make sure that your DOT stuff is always, always up to par, because at any point they can put you out of service.
So are you telling me that people are going and buying trucks without having all of this documentation on the back end?
I'm not saying that they don't have all of the documentation on the back end. They're not educated on how important it is to keep your documentation intact.
Okay. Okay. So this is my next question. Say for instance someone is on the brink, right? They're trying to figure out, okay, I have all of this extra cash and I want to get into the trucking industry.
Mhm.
How much should they financially even be preparing for?
If they have, say for instance, if it's one truck,
Hmm.
they should at least have 50K.
Okay. Y'all heard it. 50,000. If you ain't got that, you shouldn't even be talking about it.
That's outside of buying the truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number one, all your insurances. You need to make sure you're taking care of your drivers. The maintenance on your truck. When I first got my truck, 2 weeks later, I had my actuator go out. Just bought the truck, maybe done two loads.
What?
It was in the shop for 2 weeks. That was $2,000 to get my actuator fixed. So I was
Oh,
sitting for 2 weeks. So I needed 2 weeks of income
to to
to
carry over for
oh,
everything else.
exactly, because I'm not running. I'm shut down.
Wow. But I can see the potential and how this business scales to seven figures.
Absolutely. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We are now doing some consulting with a couple of owner operators here in
Okay.
Greenville, South Carolina, where they have bought equipment, but they need help with sustainability.
Yeah. Yes.
So we're helping them with keeping their, business afloat where they are profitable. We don't
Okay.
want them to, sell their equipment and go back the other direction. We want them to be profitable. So that's
Right.
one thing that we are doing now with partnering with a lot of owner operators in the area. And the good thing now, I am no longer on the road.
All
Yay.
right.
I
Yes.
felt a need. I kept seeing, the headlines of owner operators selling their equipment. And, it's just a passion of mine to help people grow their business. I don't want to see them
Yes.
going out of business. So
Right.
I decided to come off the road, and I've been off the road now for a week. And it's unbelievable how all the owner operators are, attracted to me and
Yeah.
reaching out to me to help them with their businesses with my consulting that I have going on, as well
Yeah.
as my courses that I'm teaching with the dispatching and brokering side. And thank you to Kenny and Sharika for stepping
Yeah.
in and partnering with me to help with the School of Logistics part. So
Okay.
it's just an ongoing thing with the education part. And I'm here to try to help these owner operators save their businesses.
Oh, and I love that because I'm pretty sure that there are a few who feel like they're drowning and
Yes,
feel like they don't have a lifeline. And
absolutely.
so you guys making this power move to come up and establish and collaborate to create the school of the like this is dynamic.
It really is. It
This is
really,
dynamic.
really is. And every day, like today, I just got two more new owner operators. And it's not only my strong suit is I came from a background of sales.
Okay.
So I'm a bulldog, if you will, when it comes to
Yes.
negotiating race. That's
Come
my
on.
strong point. So with Kenny being involved, I'm landing some great lanes that's the freight market right now. You're getting rates for 2.5 per mile. A
Wow.
couple of days ago, I landed a lane paying $6.05 a mile. I've landed loads paying in the $4, $6 range. We do not dispatch a load under $3 per mile ever. That's not what we're in the business to do. Number one, the truck is not going to make any money with the rates that's going now. So what I do is get on the phone, negotiate these rates. Right
Mhm.
now, I haven't fully started the brokerage side yet since I just got out of the truck, but
Yeah.
that will be unfolding here within the next month. The brokerage side, so I can develop contracts with the big shippers. So that
Right.
is definitely a main target that we are going to push for here in the next month. In the meantime, we're negotiating rates anywhere between $4 to $6 per mile. So any owner operators out there that's getting less than $3 per mile, you need to reach out to me ASAP.
Ooh.
because
Okay. Okay.
you're getting suckered.
Yeah,
And you
period.
and
Period.
make these and get these good lanes and good rates so we can help your business stay profitable.
So in any industry, there's always levels because you just broke down actually a few levels. So you said there's the dispatch level, there's the brokerage level, there's the owner operate. Can you give us what are the levels in the trucking industry?
Trucking industry, I would say, start off is a driver.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that would be level one. Level two would be possibly to lease on to a larger corporation and become an owner operator. Okay,
Okay.
whether you lease your truck from the company, you lease your trailer, they give you a percentage of the loads. You
Yeah.
may own the truck in 3 years, that type of thing. That's the second level.
Okay.
Okay. Level three would be owning your own equipment, whether it be
Okay.
tractor trailers. You
Oh,
have the dump truck industry, which is another
yes.
logistics that I'm not even going to tap in. This is for another.
Listen, listen. No, we
For
got to come back and tackle the
another
dump trucks because that's yes, absolutely,
that's
absolutely.
another
You
conversation.
know, we here with this.
Exactly. Whether it be if you're a flatbed, that's a whole nother industry of logistics. Whether you
Yeah,
do sprinter vans, that's a whole nother level. Hot shotting,
yeah.
whether you do tanker, reefer, curtain side, flatbed. There's so many different types of
Oh,
equipment that you
right.
can do. Okay. Now, if
Yeah.
you don't want to go into the owning of the equipment side,
Hmm.
you can go into the dispatching side. Okay.
Okay.
The
Okay.
dispatching side, you can do at the convenience of your home. You can
Okay.
do off your cell phone, your laptop. Dispatching peak hours is between 6 a.m. 12 noon.
Really,
You have the rest of your day to
man.
do it.
And how much can a dispatcher make?
Oh man, there's no limit. I know some dispatchers that are well in six figures. They may dispatch hundreds of trucks a day. Yes.
What?
Yes, you can definitely make a lot of money in dispatching. And the key with if you're coming into my program as a dispatcher,
Mm-hmm.
I give you your own operators. Kenny
Mm.
Davidson can definitely attest to this. Kenny right now is pushing about 5 trucks. I just landed 5 new owner operators since I've been off the road. All of those owner operators I gave to Kenny.
And all of those owner operators need dispatchers.
They need dispatchers. They don't have the time and they don't want to look at load boards. And if you look at load boards, you're not going to get the best rate. That's where we come in to get you those good rates so that you can be profitable.
Oh, so even if you're becoming a dispatcher, right? Because for many of you in my audience, many of them may not necessarily want to go on the road, but can use this to enhance their income
Absolutely.
um, by being a dispatcher. So even with how long does the program take? How long
The,
does it take to go through your course?
the dispatching course, I'm offering in class
Okay.
course this weekend, which I have one slot left if somebody wants to come into the Saturday course. One slot. I
All
do
right.
have a Sunday course where there is some spots available. I
Okay.
will be doing 1 week dispatching courses one weekend, and then the next weekend I'll be doing brokerage courses. Okay.
Okay.
The brokerage course lasts for about 8 hours.
Oh,
I'm only taking
that's not
five
bad.
people in that course just because it's an extensive amount of information.
Right.
Not only when you take my courses, you get the meats and potatoes of what to do on a day-to-day basis, all
Mm-hmm.
of the information about the trucks, anything dealing with dispatching, you do get it in the course. But the key component of my course and the value added process of the course is you get my one-on-one mentoring. Not
Mm,
only that you're getting the mentoring for someone that's extremely diverse in the industry. I know how to operate equipment.
absolutely.
I've been in the
Absolutely.
trenches. I've been all over the United States on the road.
Mm-hmm.
The educational part of dispatching, knowing how to adapt to your drivers. I'm a driver myself. Why
Yes.
not learn from someone that's extremely diverse in the industry? And I honestly don't know of anyone that's teaching dispatching courses that offer the expertise that I do and knowing the business, the way that I do as far as the
Absolutely.
hands-on experience,
Yes.
which
And
is an essential.
yes, absolutely. And I think that's one of the biggest things too, because I see a lot, and I think too, just being in the coaching industry, you see a lot of people offering courses, offering coaching and consulting. And I'm a testament to this as far as being able to speak to your value. Like, you've been on the road, like you have the experience.
I've
And
been
so
out.
what, like, and I even, my husband is coming to your program. So, it's
Absolutely.
one of those things to where you want to learn from people who have walked through the process. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, what better person to learn from? It's
Mhm.
kind of like, how we always talk about leaning onto those who are wiser. We like to go and sit with our seasoned ones because we know they're going to give us that wisdom, that impartation that we need. And that's
So
exactly what it is. Like, when you're looking for a coach or consultant or someone to help you, get to that next level, or you're trying to find somebody who's going to be able to help aid you in that area, you
mhm.
want them to have experience in what they're teaching you in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's material and training out there, but can you relate to your drivers? Do
Yeah.
you know what it's
Yeah.
like when a driver says, "Well, I can't slide my tandems back. My load is too heavy." Do
Mm,
you know what that is?
right. Because I would get that
Can you
phone call,
help
tell
that
her and be like,
driver?
say what now?
Exactly. Can you help that driver to tell him what hole to put his fifth wheel in?
Wow. Yeah.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
have a clue if you're not a driver and don't know what that is.
Right.
It's just, and these are just some small nuggets that, can you relate?
Absolutely.
Because the
Absolutely.
main thing about dispatching is being able to relate to your drivers. They're the ones picking up the load.
Yeah.
They're the ones delivering the load. They're the ones that's going to give
Absolutely.
you your signed BOL. They're the ones you're going to be talking to on a consistent basis. So you
Absolutely.
have to be able to relate to your drivers. On
Absolutely.
the other end, when I was into being a company driver,
Hmm.
I have very nasty dispatchers.
Really?
Very nasty dispatchers. And that's one thing that I stated to myself, that I was going to be a very compassionate dispatcher, because I'm
Hmm.
out here on the road. I'm on the other side, so
Yeah.
I know what it feels like to be a driver and a dispatcher that's not friendly with me and feel like I need them, they don't need me. If I
Yeah.
don't operate this truck, this load is not going to get there and nobody's going to
Period.
make money. So, you have those very um, angry dispatchers that's just not
Yeah.
driver friendly. And that's one thing that I do not tolerate when I teach my courses.
I
You have
love that.
to relate to your drivers because they can quit.
Yeah.
If you're not, being value added, being at their side, making sure they're taken care of, they're not going to take care of you. And as being an owner operator, you have to always take care of your drivers.
You know, I think you're speaking on something that is, I feel like, just the workforce is dealing with right now. And
Mhm.
it's really interpersonal skills.
It is. It really is.
People, they're lacking this Chick-fil-A customer service.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They are
I
lacking
really
it.
do feel that way.
Hmm. Hmm. I think too, they think driver is down here. I'm a dispatcher. I'm a broker. You got to do
Yeah,
what I say because without me, you can't even move the truck. No, without the driver, the truck's not going to move, period.
period.
You can't
Period.
get that load there. You don't know
Right.
how to operate the equipment. You have to be compassionate with your drivers. They're out on the road sacrificing being without their families.
Right.
They're out on
Right.
the road on these dangerous highways. Trucking is dangerous.
Yes.
It's very dangerous out
Yeah.
there. So you have to be compassionate about these people being out on the road. Sometimes you got to get up 3 o'clock in the morning, make sure this
Mhm.
load is delivered.
Yeah.
You're sacrificing a lot being out there on the road. I love to drive. I found a passion in it,
Yes.
but I knew that there was a need for me on the business side. I knew my strong points, that I need to help these people,
Mhm.
save their business, teach people how to be effective dispatchers and brokers,
Absolutely.
being able to communicate with your drivers. I knew I needed to get on that other side because the industry's hurting.
Yeah. And one thing too, that I actually want to ask you about, Timala, is this, because we're talking about now like this whole dispatching side. So you have to have them in order for trucks to move. Everybody plays a part. Everybody
Absolutely.
plays a part. But now, even explain to me like, what is a broker?
Okay. A broker is the middle person between the shipper,
Mm-hmm.
which is your larger corporations
Mm-hmm.
that has warehousing or makes a product where the product is being picked up from. Okay.
Okay.
And they're the middle person between the shipper and the dispatcher.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
A load cannot be dispatched from a shipper without a broker.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
a broker is a very, I'm not going to say difficult thing to do, but your
Okay.
negotiating skills got to be top notch.
Okay.
Okay. Because you're
Yeah.
dealing with corporations.
Absolutely.
Okay. They hire
Absolutely.
the broker to get their product out efficiently to the,
Okay.
okay.
Absolutely.
Brokers
Yes.
are the ones that post on the load board that the dispatchers go and look.
Okay. This is making sense now.
Yes, yes.
This is
Well,
making a lot of sense now.
they're gouging prices right now because they know they have a hand. And I don't know if that the FMCSA is really, I think they're coming up with some pretty stiff policies here for end dispatchers probably here in the near future. So you want to make sure that your brokerage right now, if those people that have a brokerage, they want to make sure that they're running client. Right now, they know the market's bad, so they're gouged big time on freight rates. That's why the industry's hurting. You know,
Because
they're doing a lot of
okay.
extremely price gouging right now on the brokerage side because they have the leverage to do it. And that's not
Wow.
what we want to portray on Boyce Logistics.
Yeah.
If you're coming under our brokerage courses, we want to make sure that your best interests of your companies that you're getting
Absolutely.
these loans to because you don't want to earn interest.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me ask this question, Timla, because I'm thinking about and you and I have had this conversation before, even for businesses to become certified, minority owned certified. At what
Mhm.
level does that happen? Can you do it at the dispatch level? Can you, of course, I'm sure you can do it at the brokerage level. But
Yes,
what about that?
you definitely can become a minority on a shareholder at any level once you start your business if you're a minority.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if you're at whatever level or business that you have in the logistics field, you
Hmm.
can definitely become a minority certificate holder business. That is something that we are getting to completely dive into in the dump truck field. Um,
Okay. Okay.
there's some opportunity there, and I'm working with a consultant, partnering, getting ready to partner with a consultant that does all of that paperwork, and that's a whole. But it does come and
Yes,
open
it
up more
is.
avenues for minority business owners, and that's another part of Boyce Logistics that we're going to put in the as well. Once we get it streamlined and make it easier for those people those certifications to pretty much have a
Yeah.
one-stop shop to get certifications as well.
That is so good. That is so good. Hey Q. Okay, so we had a question. Do you need your CDL to be a dispatcher or broker in South Carolina?
No, has nothing to do with
Oh,
a Class A CDL drive, commercial driver's license. Two totally different parts of logistics.
okay. So you don't need a CDL. However, at any level, you can become a minority owned business, hold a certificate, maximize, do business with the government, potentially be able to scale the business even further. Um, yo, this is crazy.
Yes,
I don't think a lot of
and
people know about this.
no, we haven't tapped into government contracts. We haven't into drayage containers. We haven't tapped into ports. That's a whole nother entity that we are at Boyce Logistics, as well as One Stop Logistics, are getting ready to expand into those areas as well. Our goal, April, before springtime, we're going to hold our first logistics conference here in Greenville. Want to do it for the state of South Carolina because there's no other. I haven't heard of a logistics coming here now, or even in the Greenville area.
Yeah.
That's definitely our target by April, and we're
Yes.
definitely want Sierra to be a part of that to help us grow this and get knowledge out there, to the people that are interested in any part of logistics, where
Absolutely.
there's CDL driver. Shout out to Spartanburg Community College, Mr. Randall
Yes.
Parnell. He is the over the CDL program at Spartanburg Community College. I got my CDLs for free. You can get your CD for free. Reach out to me. You can get them for free. The entry's hurting for
Yes.
drivers as well.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things that we got cooking here with Boyce Logistics.
I'm excited about this. I am very
Yes,
excited
yes.
about this. Like, and I think one of the things, Timala, is that like I have seen you work your butt off to get to this point. And I am so happy for you.
Really, really no work. I really,
Like
you know
you
what,
have
Sierra? I
truly
driven over 2 million miles. I would
2
literally stay.
million.
I would literally stay out on the road for a month when I was team driving at the time. I would literally stay on the road for weeks and months at a time.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
mean, in Blizzards, Colorado, Utah, Oregon.
Yes.
I mean, where the signs, I don't know if people have been on the road and been in Colorado where you saw the signs train up or you got to pull the truck over. Snow up to
What?
here, blizzards, windstorms, pushing my trailer. I've done it all. I've trained
Wow.
trained two females. I'm an excellent trainer. If there's any women that want to get into the driving part, hit me up. I'm here for you. So,
Yes.
all aspects, I've done it.
Yes. I know Kelsey is now driving trucks, so I'm pretty sure she'll be in your inbox here soon.
Absolutely.
Listen,
Absolutely.
everybody's already talking about this conference, and I'm excited
Yes.
already too because I've never seen it either. And of course, I'm always an advocate for something being done that has never been done before. So yeah, I'm excited about this too. This is getting ready to be crazy.
It really is. And there's so many people here in the Greenville area that are owner operators that have dump trucks,
Mhm.
the business side of it. How can we measure profit? You may be
Absolutely.
making great. You can make even more money. The government
Yeah.
contracts, the
Mhm.
ports, the drayage containers, and we have some panelists that are going to have there that
Mhm.
killing the game. I mean, like,
Absolutely.
filling the
Yeah.
gap in the logistics industry. There's
Yes.
females, there's males, that we're going to have, on board for this conference. It's going to be a win-win for anybody that wants to get into any part of logistics. That's our game plan.
One of the biggest things, this is so important, um, not only to South Carolina, but for our culture and our communities
Extremely.
too. Because I'm all about people gaining exposure, but also getting attached to higher paying careers. Like, this is truly the way to financial freedom. It's the way to economic mobility. And I'm passionate about it. And so you being able to offer something like this, it allows us to see that we don't have to settle anymore for lower paying careers.
Not.
Like, there's careers out there that allows us to be able to do what it is that we want to do, live the life that we want to live, and be able to take our family and generations to come to the next level. And this is what it ultimately is all about: making a decision now about what it is that you want, how you want your future to look, and being able to invest in yourself to get there. Like, we have
Exactly.
seen you invest in yourself to
Exactly.
get there. So it's like you have created now a program, a whole company that allows people to come in, immerse themselves in your experience, your knowledge, your expertise, like, and really truthfully, like, y'all, if y'all going, y'all need to go and sign up like right now. Because I'm
And
telling
not
you,
only, Sierra, do we have in-person courses, I have built and put a lot of extensive money in my online portal. We have an online
yes,
portal where it is self-paced. You can
yes,
go into www.boycelogistics.com
mhm,
and log into my portal, and it's self-paced. So you can, of course, at your pace. Okay.
I love
So
that.
it pretty much, you go on there, it's a recorded video. You can stop it, start it back. And not only when you go into my portal, you still will be able to have a mentoring one-on-one with me, even if you go on and take the self-portal course as well. That is offered, whether you take my in-person course
Yeah,
or my portal. I offer one-on-one mentoring for you, and I want you. And if you stick with
yeah.
me and go by what I tell you, you will be successful.
Timber, before we close out, there's one thing I want to say to that, because a lot of times people don't take advantage of programs like that and being able to have access to people who are willing to do that. Is that you're giving them something that is so much more. But I think the most powerful part about this is that you are not in this for money.
No.
Like, it's like you got money.
Thank
But it's,
you.
I was about to say, she was shouting you out, Kenny. But I think it's one of those places to where it's like this, that's not your driving motive. Like, you're
No,
really in this to help people, create impact and be able to help them even increase their income, but also take advantage of an industry where they may feel like they don't necessarily have the knowledge and experience to do it. You're giving them the resources. They get your consulting to be able to run their businesses.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one
So
thing
I
about it,
appreciate you.
Sierra, you know, iron sharpens iron. In the end, we're all gonna win.
That's
You
it.
know,
That's it.
I'm here.
Yes.
If my consulting grows, I'm gonna always be fine. I'm gonna be
That's it.
fine. My
Yes.
passion is to make sure that everyone around me, my energy is always great.
Mhm.
My energy to pour into people, the passion of them wanting to grow is a
Mhm.
extreme passion of mine to see people be
Yeah.
successful. You know,
Absolutely.
that's what it's about.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we appreciate you, Tim, because you have added so much value, not even just on this podcast, but also in person. You came and you spoke to our students, and I know a few of them have connected with you already because they're like, "Yo, I want to do that."
Yes. And
We
thanks
do,
so
and
much
I
for the
appreciate you.
opportunity, you know, to
Absolutely.
promote because, you know, they can get their CDLs at the age of 18. And
Right.
I would have, honestly, I'm not knocking college or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if I would have known about the industry, I would have definitely got my CDLs at
Listen,
18 or
listen,
20.
Timberland, you don't even have to you don't have to hold back on my platform. Everybody probably knows how I feel about college right now. Like I
I mean,
am I'm on a position right now. Listen, I am holding the Department of Education responsible for a
for
lot
that,
of misinformation.
you
Like,
know what?
listen,
You know what? I kind of felt like, and this is a whole nother subject. It was the thing then. That's all we knew
absolutely,
because we were not
absolutely.
educated on any other aspects of
That's it.
how to be successful. That's all
Yeah,
we knew.
yeah,
Go to get a
that's
degree.
it.
But what about the meat and potatoes after we get the degree?
Listen, nobody prepared us for that process. And I think that's the most important. Like now, people would say, oh, well, go to college. I don't, with my students, it's not 100% go to college. Let's first figure out what it is that you want to do. Like we need to
Absolutely.
figure that part out first because
Absolutely.
I have seen the true effects of that working in higher ed. So many students who will come and sit in your office a month before graduation and it's like, all right, cool, you ready to train? Well, I really don't even know if this is really what I want to do.
Mm.
How did we just spend 30 to forty
It's,
thousand dollars on
it's scary.
a
It's scary. And then they come out of college in so much debt.
Man,
That's the
listen,
part that hurts me. The debt.
that
You're
listen,
setting them up for failure already.
automatically. And you know what's crazy is that other countries, I was doing research on this, like other countries have one, free education at the
Mhm.
higher level, and they have to where you can do like apprenticeship programs, so they will actually pay students to go and be apprenticed. So it would basically be students coming to Boyce Logistics to learn under you. The government will pay them to come. They will pay you and they will pay the student. So it's
Absolutely.
like I'm just realizing like the way that we're doing it, it's just all wrong. Like I've just been doing this research for a while now and I'm over it. So this has been the reason why Career Court was birthed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
kudos to you for doing that because, you know, when you asked me to come speak to the youth, I'm like, oh man, this is going to
Yeah.
be great. You know, a
Yes.
career that they can get off the jump, you know, and train to
Yes.
win now. Specialties are
Absolutely.
winning, you know, a way to
Yeah.
pour into them where they can make a great career and retire at an early age and live
Absolutely.
life.
That
Who
and
wants to
that's what
work
it's about.
9 to 5 all their life and then, okay, what do I do now? You don't work and
Listen.
slaved all your life and you can't enjoy life. You know,
Listen.
that's down
Oh,
business
I am completely,
completely.
completely.
If we can
It's
save the youth from down the path that we went down,
talk about it. I'm telling you,
hallelujah.
because
It's about
it's just not it. It's just not it. That is not what I feel the quality of life that God has even called us to have. So at this point in time,
no.
we can no longer settle for anything less than what He already has for us. So it's like, no,
Absolutely.
like, so I really love this whole move of entrepreneurship, ownership, but also getting aligned to your lane because entrepreneurship may not be for everybody. But even
No,
as you said, like the dispatching side, listen, you have someone that works as an umbrella, as the brokerage, or your consultant to work under to where you still get that guidance, you still have that security, but you get to kind of move and do things how you want to do it negotiate, go and make some extra money,
Right.
and
Mhm.
still be able to do your own thing. So I personally, I love that because it does help people to gain freedom. And that's
Right.
exactly what people
And
need.
not only that being said, some people don't want to own their own dispatching company. Some people don't
Yeah.
want to own their own brokerage. They can
Yeah.
come under Boyce Logistics as a dispatcher, still make money. They don't have to open their own dispatch company. They can
See,
also come under Boyce Logistics as a broker agent, where they
yes.
can still run under me, but still be a broker agent, learn the tools of being a broker or dispatcher. Then eventually, if they see that they want to open their own entity, they very well can do that. But they
I
can
love it.
still be under Boyce Logistics and still make a great profit, still pretty much working for themselves because they'll be pushing their own trucks, they'll be pushing their own owner operators, but they will be
Yes.
under our umbrella to stay successful and be successful.
I love it. Because I've been advocating for people. Listen, if you're not called entrepreneurship, this is not a truck that you really want to be driving right now.
Right, right.
Because it truly is a calling, but it's a place to where it requires a lot of discipline, it requires a lot of grit, like you said at the
It
very
does.
beginning, like being able to be a shark, go out there, get sales, show people your business. And some people don't necessarily feel like, well, I don't have that skill set, and I am learning too, even in business, like you need that. You have to have
Absolutely.
that. And if you cannot hire someone to do that, it's going to be really hard for you to
It
make
really
money.
is. It really is. And
It
that's one of my strong points is teaching people how to negotiate, teaching people how not to be scared.
Yeah,
Get on the phone, talk that lingo. They're a person just like you are.
absolutely.
Sell
Absolutely.
your services, sell yourself to these people.
Yeah.
Everything's about selling.
Yes. I love that. And April Grace said, I'm still trying to get past the fact that we have to go to school to pay to learn a different language and foreigners get to learn for free. Amen, somebody.
Yes, yes, that part.
That right. All the way.
It
All the
doesn't
way.
make sense.
Yes. But Timberland, I have seen so many people have said they want to come to the conference. So we need to
I
definitely go
told
ahead,
you.
provide a link. Yes. So Timala's website, I believe someone has also posted it in the chat. But also too, if you guys will look at the description from this live, all of her links are there. Like I made sure we updated it right before. All of her links are there. So be sure to go and follow her. She's on Instagram, on Facebook. Go and follow her, support her. Like for many of you, I know Q is in she's in the section or the sector of helping young people as well as adults, adult learners try to figure out their career paths and stuff. So this may be something potentially as a partnership you guys can establish to be able to help. Thank you, Q. Thank you. But yes, absolutely. This has been an amazing conversation. So before we leave out, I always ask my guests like some type of random question. So my question is, Timla, if you could give two pieces of advice to a aspiring business owner, what would it be?
Learn the business, study it,
Mm, mm-hmm.
research,
Mm-hmm.
ask questions,
Yeah.
reach out to someone that has a similar business to what you're doing. Reach out for advice.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
need to find someone that's going into the business that you're going into, reach out. Reach out for someone to help you find someone to coach you along the way. Learn the
Absolutely.
business before you
Yeah.
do anything. Learn the business. Super important for you to be successful.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, you guys have heard it here. Timberland has dropped all kind of nuggets in here. And if you did not catch the whole podcast, please make sure you go back and catch the replay. Like she is literally giving you guys the game. And if you start to kind of go in between and start really listening, she's dropping a lot of nuggets. And she just gave y'all a lot of free stuff too. I know. But thank
Like
you
free
so much,
news.
Timberland. goodness. Yes, look, you dropped it off
Absolutely.
for them. Like, I
Opportunities here.
appreciate it.
I'm sure we'll be having many more because there's a whole other ball
Absolutely.
game.
Listen,
Absolutely.
we got so much work to do. We got a lot of
Lots,
work to do.
lots of work to
Yes.
do.
All right, y'all. We signing out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining
Thank
us on the Clarity
you.
Combos. And thank you, Timala, for being here as our special guest. All right, y'all.
Thank
Until
you.
next time, I'll see y'all later. Deuces.